From the heart of VA where the truth don't sleep. AK and Cruz bringing talk that's deep. It's real, raw, no sugarcoat feast. Broadcast live with the beast of the east. Topics that hit from the block to the booth. No fluff, just fire and a dose of the truth. Cruising radio 1.28. Tune in and vibe. Don't be late. Let's talk Tuesday. Come and ride the wave. AK and Cruz got the words to say. From 7:30 to 9:30 we go strong. Keeping Richmond real all night long. Let's talk Tuesday where the people speak. Cruising radio, we bring the heat. So lock in, lean back, get in your zone. AK and Cruz, the mics they're on. Politics, love, what's hot in the street. Culture, the grind, what makes us complete. Voices of the people, Richmond pride. AK drops gems, Cruz rise the vibe. It's not just a show, it's a movement real tight. Breaking down the noise, shedding truth and light. So every Tuesday night, don't miss the beat. Cruz Inc.'s live in the combos elite. Keep it real, keep it live. Voices rise, we testify. Keep it true, through and through. AK and Cruz, they talk for you. Yeah, yeah, let's talk Tuesday. Come and ride the wave. AK and Cruz got the words to say. From 7:30 to 9:30 we go strong. Keeping Richmond real all night long. Let's talk Tuesday where the people speak. Cruising radio, we bring the heat. So lock in, lean back, get in your zone. AK and Cruz, the mics they're on. Keep it real, keep it live. Voices rise, we testify. Keep it true, through and through. AK and Cruz, they talk for you. Let's talk Tuesday and ride the wave. AK and Cruz got the words to say. From 7:30 to 9:30 we go strong. Keep it rich and real all night long. Let's talk Tuesday when the people speak. Cruising radio, we bring the heat. So lock in, lean back, get in your zone. AK and Cruz, the mics they're thrown.
All right.
And good evening, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Let's Talk Tuesday. We're glad to be here with you on this rainy. It's kind of spotted raining, right?
Not really rain.
Yeah, it came down. I guess about 6 o'clock. We're heavy in some neighborhoods, and then it slowed down, and now it's humid as all get out there. So.
Yeah.
Wherever you are, if you're still out there and it's raining in your area, and please be careful. This is a great time to, have the kids go watch some Scooby Doo or whatever, and whatever they want. Yeah, I really don't know what they watch now. I do know that there's
Probably not cartoons.
Well, they have a new Spider-Man movie out that everybody's been talking about. So. Maybe I know it's still at the theater, so I don't know if it's streaming or what have you. But whatever they like, you're right. 9 times out of 10, they on their phones anyway, or their tablets, or they're doing something. So again, hope you have some me time. We're going to be talking about, I think it's going to be a deep topic. And before we do that, though, we got to pay some bills. We are certainly appreciative of our sponsor, which is the G Law Firm. They've been helping those in Richmond for over 40 years. They are your personal injury attorney, so if you've been injured, there's no fault of your own. Please contact the G Law Firm at 804-226-4111, or you can go to the website glawfirm.com and set up a free consultation. You seeing thousands and thousands of attorneys that are now advertising. Make sure you select the right one from the beginning because you can mess around and select an attorney, and you can find yourself not getting the settlement that you were actually should have been getting. And it is hard to go back and reverse a
Mm-hmm.
settlement once it's been signed off on. So make sure, again, you contact the G Law firm and let them know that you saw Angie and I here on Let's Talk Tuesday, or if you heard it on the radio station, Cruising Radio 102.8, we certainly appreciate that as well. Again, your personal injury attorneys, the G Law firm. All right, ma'am. We're going to be talking about, and again, you guys need to call a friend. Don't tell exactly what the topic is because they'll be saying, you throwing shade or whatever. But I think that uh, when we talk about disconnecting from uh, toxic people, aka, we got to, before we disconnect, we got to recognize and then know what toxic people are and what their traits are. And let me say this from the beginning: all of us at some particular point in time will probably exhibit a toxic trait or
Absolutely.
more.
Absolutely.
You know, but we're going to find out, and I'm going to read something to you here. Toxic people can disrupt our lives, drain our energy, undermine our self worth. Recognizing the signs of toxicity is the first step in setting boundaries and creating healthier, more fulfilling relationships. Understand that setting
Right. Oh, oh,
boundaries.
excuse
And
me.
I think in any relationship, whether it's parent, parental, you know, kinship, friendship, marriage, or whatever, there has to be certain boundaries that need to be set. We found that there are 20 common traits of toxic people, often displayed. Explore their impact and we're going to suggest some strategies doing this. But we're not going through all 20 of them. We're going to give you highlight about eight of them. Also, you need to know what a toxic person is. Toxic traits represents the most off-putting, damaging aspects of a person's personality. Anyway, something that just irk you, turn you off, just make your skin crawl.
Right.
When they are doing what they do. These behaviors can often make relationships feel one-sided. Y'all hear me now? Exhausting, emotional, harmful. Psychology experts emphasize that toxicity is about patterns, consistent displays of manipulation, selfishness, emotional draining, and disrespect. It's not an occasional thing. The operative word is here consistent. They just do it all the freaking time. And what's so bad about it, aka someone don't know they toxic,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So we're gonna dive into this because I know you got some comments. I saw you writing down notes, and I saw your brains wheels turning and everything. So let's deal with the first one here, and I'm gonna put it up on the screen what we're gonna talk about. So those that are joining us again, we hope that you will tell somebody to come on in. But let's talk about manipulation. Toxic people frequently use manipulation as a core strategy. Unlike asking a direct question, their the requests often contain hidden motives, they set traps, or to get what they want, typically at your expense or at others' expense. For example, their invitation may carry subtle threats, emotional consequences. Like if you don't do this, guess what? I ain't gonna do that. Ooh,
Mm.
ooh. There are some people, both men and women, they manipulate their spouse or significant others to get what they want. And I'm not going to pick on the ladies too hard, but there are some women out here, not saying present company and those that are in my circle do this, but seriously, there are some women that will use their body, their vajayjay, their whatever you want to call it, and withhold if their partner doesn't necessarily do what they want them to
Mhm.
do. You know, and that right there, it is toxic. If you always have somebody, or you using that particular strategy to get what you want, sometimes men do the same thing. Or unless you give me some, I ain't gonna do this, or I ain't gonna do that.
Mhm.
So we're
Mhm.
just as manipulative when it comes to certain things, and we have to understand that is a toxic behavior that can be like a cancer. It starts off with some small things. After a while, it grows into a very damaging thing to do inside of a relationship. So um, the key is you got to understand this is a persistent pattern of behavior to achieve personal goals with little regard for equality or fairness in the relationship. In other words, I don't care about your feelings. At the
Mhm.
end of the day, as long
Mhm.
as I have a happy ending, I'm good.
Always has spray some weight on.
Oh, we getting comments already. Spray
Yeah.
some raid on them jokers. All right.
We all know toxic people in
Right.
our lives. And the thing about it is, we all know some like right now. They don't even think they're toxic.
Right. Exactly.
That's the thing. How do we get to the point to tell them that you really are toxic?
I think sometimes you just have to be,
Just not to say it, huh?
yeah, you have to be just real brutally honest. And, let's talk about, let's have a discussion about your pattern of things, your consistency, your consistent behavior. And hopefully that they can see themselves. Hopefully, after this show tonight, somebody like, you know what? They were talking about me, or of recognizing that fact.
Well, that's
But
if they really want to be truthful with themselves.
there you go.
Some people do stuff they don't even realize they're being toxic.
Right. Yep.
This is just them. This is just how they are.
Yep.
See, I
And
don't think they're not thinking they're toxic at all.
yeah, that manipulation is one of them. So yeah, definitely. So y'all could use each other, and sometimes with the children in a divorce settlement,
Mm-hmm.
parents will use or manipulate the kids uh, to get their way, or
Definitely.
use the kids to not allowing fathers to see their kids, or the reverse of that. That's manipulation.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man.
All right. So in relationship, toxic individuals, you may notice them acting complaining, don't come to me if you ain't got the solution to it. Just go somewhere and sit down with it.
Yeah.
You got a solution to it, go somewhere and sit down.
Exactly. That question becomes, what are you bringing to the table?
Yeah.
What do you bring to the table again? And we know people always it's about them, or they want to compare what they did to what somebody else is doing. There's a saying that you shouldn't let the right hand know what the left hand is doing. That's for a reason.
Mm.
So that you don't get into this ego tripping thing, and feeling that you either better than somebody, or what you're doing has greater value and all that. Yeah, we know some people that take more than uh,
Mm.
than they bring to the table.
Ain't bringing nothing to the table.
Yep.
We got a whole lot to say.
Now this one piggybacks off what you just said. Chronic negative complaining. Let me put this one up on the screen, because we're gonna have to park our car here for about two minutes here. This is where consistently negative attitudes are a hallmark of their toxic personality.
Mm.
They often find fault with their surroundings,
Mm-hmm.
circumstances, even the efforts of others made for them, creating an emotional draining environment rather than seeking solutions. Their pattern is to dwell on the problem, criticism, and sucking the joy.
Mm-hmm.
sucking,
It's a sucking the joy.
sucking the joy from the shared experience.
Mhm.
Sometimes you see some people coming and you just like automatically get deflated, because there's nothing positive that they're going to bring or say.
I know some folks right now, as soon as they walk in the room, it's like, Lord have mercy, what's about to come out their mouth. Because they're about to complain about something. They're about to talk about somebody. They're about to something. I ain't worked all day.
Right.
Nobody want to hear none of that.
Yep.
Take your ass somewhere and sit down. Nobody wants to hear none of that. But I know people that's just always got something to say. It's like they always try to find fault. There's good in everybody. I
Right.
don't care who the person is. There is some good in every single person, I believe,
Right.
walking this earth. It could be a murderer, but there is some good somewhere in that person. If you really think about it.
Yeah. I mean,
If you really think about it.
there's examples, and I think too often we write people off. And I always tell them, and Paul said this in Romans chapter 12, it's about how God can transform people.
Mm-hmm.
If God can't transform people, then we're in bad shape. All of us have done some things that we're not proud of, that we're glad nobody else didn't know about.
Right.
And
Right,
that,
right.
because of that transformation of God, we're different people now. And some of the examples, real quickly, is that Peter would cuss. He did cuss. Peter cut a man's ear off.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? Peter was the apostle that delivered the first sermon on the day of Pentecost. Paul was, one of those guys. They said Paul held the coat of the man that stoned Stephen. So he was complicit in the murder of another man. Matthew, tax collecting Jew, cheating people out of their money. The list just goes on and on. And so my favorite one, I just want to say favorite one, but I always tell people when they trying to down other people, is that David. David sent a man, was messing around with a man's wife, sent the man to the front line to get killed. And then God said, David is a man after my own heart. So if God can forgive people, if he can see the good in us, then somewhere along the line, we have to take off the jaded glasses.
Yeah.
Not saying that you got to be lovey-dovey.
Exactly.
You're not going to love everybody,
Exactly.
but there's a certain amount of not being so critical all the time. And I like what you said. Always, and this is what we're talking about here, is patterns. People now occasionally, I complain about some things. We all complain about some things.
We're all gonna do it,
But every time you see me and I'm complaining about something,
but not every day.
right?
And not every time you see somebody.
Yeah.
Not every week.
Yep.
Anybody doing none of that?
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I cringe sometimes when I'm in a room with certain people because I already know what's coming.
Right. Exactly.
Because if you have nothing better to do than to find fault in somebody else all the time or talk about something that person is doing all the time, what's wrong with you?
Yep. You toxic. Now, here we go. And then the thing about some things they keep dwelling on stuff
Yep.
that has
Yep.
already passed
Yep.
is history,
Yep.
and they keep bringing it back up. That same
Yep.
thing. That's a toxic person.
Yep.
We're gonna call it what it is tonight. Like I said. All right. Next one, number 4. Let me see if I got some comments. Hey, what's going on, Big Will? Glad to have you. Big Will say, our glass houses. That's right. Be
Mm-hmm.
careful, throwing stones because especially if you live in a glass house.
Yeah, Nancy.
All right.
Oh, Paul said negative Nancy. Yep.
Negative Nancy. Yep, that's where that came from. Negative Nancy. But they call it in, though.
I don't know who is even calling my phone.
They know what time
And
it
they
is.
on our TV.
Yeah. So, hey, Sherry McDaniel, appreciate you checking in with us. Yeah, well, people, again, we're talking about toxic people, traits of those people that are toxic. And again, some people don't even know that their behavior is toxic. They just
Mm-hmm.
think they're all right and everybody else is wrong. Good night,
Jerry
Irene.
said toxic and miserable. I just wish the few folks that I do know, I just want to get in their head so bad, like, why? Why every time I see you? Why?
Hmm.
That you got something to say about somebody, or you got to tell me about somebody, or somebody did something. Why? It's
Well,
like, what are they going through?
there you go. As Cherry indicated, that proverbial saying, "Misery loves company." So because their life is lacking something, or jealousy, or envy, and all those things, they just feel the need to pull other people down. So, number 4, this is you.
Okay, toxic people frequently see themselves as the
Perpetual.
perpetual victim.
Yep.
Regardless of the situation, they refuse to take responsibility for their action. You know, some
Ooh,
blaming others or circumstances, blaming others. We just
ooh.
went through this. Blaming others or circumstances for every hardship. Cycles of guilt, obligations among those around them. I missed over a whole lot of stuff.
That's all right.
But yeah, we just, yeah.
They blame it, and that the one that stood again jumped out for me. They blame everybody else except for themselves.
Because I think in their mind, they really feel like they ain't doing nothing wrong. They ain't saying nothing wrong.
Right.
It's a pattern and a habit. It's their personality. It's who they are. So I'm looking at certain people. I'm like, you gonna be that little old lady, on your front porch, rocking in your rocking chair with iced tea, watching everything go across the damn street,
There you go.
talking to somebody on the phone.
Exactly. Your house on fire, you don't even know it
Yeah.
because you're busy watching everybody else. It, it 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 just I can sit here and I can talk about the fact if I don't have this or I don't have that or you know, but what am I doing to go out there? Again, I'm blaming everybody else. Well, and sometimes there are some people that can be blamed, but we have to stop making that excuse. It used to be the man. The man wouldn't let me do this. The man, yeah, there were some instances, in certain cases, but if the man is, offering you something and you won't get up and go and see what the man offering, whose fault is that?
Mhm.
Whose fault is that? So, yeah, blaming everybody else. Well, my daddy wasn't no good, so I ain't gonna be no good. My mama didn't treat me right. That means I ain't gonna do. No, sometimes we have to look at what we are doing in the
Mhm.
situation.
Mhm.
So, yep. All right, going to another one here. Let me get the banner up. And this one is after encountering a toxic person, ask yourself, do I feel worse than
Hmm.
before? A pattern of feeling depleted, insecure, frustrated is a critical sign. Toxic people often leave others emotionally wiped out, having prioritized their business and their emotions and their needs above everybody else's.
Mm.
I mean, yeah, I've seen people want to make you feel bad,
Yeah.
and you be like, that sounds like a you problem, not a me problem. So yeah, that's a, and a lot of people think it's, it's nothing wrong with that.
Hmm.
There's some people I don't want to talk to them because I know it's going to be them on a pity party.
Yeah.
Woe is me. I think no, can't you find something in your life that's positive? You woke up this morning. You're
Come
still
on.
breathing this morning. You can see me. You can hear me. All these things that you have that you can dwell on that are positive, but you got to take that attitude and you want, again, everybody to feel like you are worse than you.
Yeah. Yeah. Nobody's trying to feel like you.
Nope.
There's nobody trying to act like you. We're not trying to behave like you. We're not trying to behave like you. So,
None of that.
I know folks that get on the phone and everything they find out, everything somebody told them, they call. They call. I'm like, Lord have mercy.
See?
No peace. It's
Right.
you can't have any kind of peace within yourself. Your brain has to be in freaking overload to constantly do this every single day. This, I mean, I know folks that do this every single day.
And that's sad.
So I don't know if they're talking about other people to make themselves feel bigger, feel better. I don't know.
That's a good question. And I think, a lot of times we need to do self examination. I'll talk about that in a minute. All right. Number 6.
Oh well, okay. This is some pretty much some toxic traits stem from self-destructive patterns, such as being overly dramatic,
Mm.
moody, angry, passive aggressive. These behaviors are often heightened under stress. Oh, really? Under
Mm.
stress and can block personal growth. As described in analogies on workplace dysfunction.
So I guess
So,
the expert here is saying some of this is coming from stress. Well, you probably stressing yourself out.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know.
But they probably don't think they're stressed. They do it every day.
Yeah.
So they're handling it some kind of way.
But if you ever seen about this over dramatic, it'd be
Yeah.
the least little thing, and they fall totally
Mhm.
apart.
Hmm.
You know, AK. There were some people I wouldn't steal bubblegum with because they they will get you caught, man. I'm like, will you chill
Oh, Lord.
out? You know, it's just, and then
Oh man.
some people don't understand also, and this I'm not trying to be a psychologist or anything else like that. Some people actually are bipolar, and they don't understand that bipolarism. We always have to get a new word in bipolarism. Is a toxic behavior when your mood swings for just constantly. And this is what I keep reading here. We ain't talking about the occasional thing
Hmm.
because all of us, again, none of us are perfect. We're
No, we're not.
yeah,
But anybody doing what they doing every day.
right. There you go. Every
We ain't doing none
freaking,
of that.
yeah, every day. It's the same old trait. So do take what Michael Jackson said. Look in the mirror, look
Come
in the
on.
mirror, and play this back and see if you see yourself. Like I said, we're not talking about the occasional person. We talk that person that just every
Hmm.
freaking day in, day out.
Right.
Number 7. Ooh, here we
Yeah,
go.
Here we go.
Lack of accountability.
Hmm.
Let me show this one. Because some people, rather than owning their own feelings or mistakes, toxic individuals project responsibility on others. This projection can manifest as accusal, claiming you're angry or at fault when the toxic person who is upset. You know, see somebody, you know, they try to throw it back on you, and then you mention something to them, they get mad. Wait a minute, you made the mistake. What? You know, own up to it, and you know, let's
Mm-hmm.
move on. But no, they got to start pointing and looking at what you didn't do or
Yeah.
what you're not doing, and things like that. They call this it is the sidestep responsibility, uh, is what that is.
I like Paula's comment. Paula put that when you don't comment, they get uncomfortable.
Yeah, a
So
lot
you
of
don't comment back from
yeah,
these idiots that we know.
yep.
They get uncomfortable.
They do.
Good point.
Yep, you're right. Because it's like fanning the flame.
Mm-hmm.
Some people thrive off of,
Mm-hmm.
other emotions and being able to push people's buttons. And I'm the type of person, AK, and throughout my life, I am probably the most dangerous when I'm quiet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I'm talking,
Mm-hmm. You're okay.
then I'm okay.
Yep.
But the moment I disengage with you, that means, I'm done with you, I'm cutting you off, or you keep on pushing that button, and you're gonna fat, as we say in the country, fat meat is greasy. But yeah, just be accountable. As grown people, we always tell our children, we hammer that into them about being accountable,
Right.
being responsible, and probably the reason many of our kids are not accountable or responsible is because they're looking at our behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Dad always making excuses, mom always making excuses. We're being hypocritical, and kids can pick up on that
Oh
in a
yeah, absolutely.
heartbeat. You know, and they will point it out. Well, mama, you
Absolutely.
told me to do this, but you don't do it. And the first thing we say, well, I'm the dad, I'm the mama. That don't make it right. It does not make it right. And I learned, with my kids, don't tell them because I told you so.
Mm-hmm.
Explain to them the purpose of whatever behavior you're trying to correct, or why you want them to do certain things or don't do certain
Right.
things. So yeah,
Well, here we go.
here we go.
When addressing issues, toxic people often derail conversations by resurfacing unconnected grievances or past arguments. We know them don't.
Hmm.
Address issues, toxic people often derail conversation. They didn't flip the script, turn that shit a whole nother way.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. Or like I said, they bring up past stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's deflection. That is a toxic behavior. And I wish we had time, and we'll probably have to do a part two to get the other 12, because there was some more that,
Mm-hmm.
again, people don't see themselves. And that was one of them, always pointing fingers at somebody
Mm-hmm.
else.
Mm-hmm.
You know, uh, somebody always told me, if you point one, you
Point
got
back
three.
at you.
Exactly. And a lot of this AK is coming to me, I guess. Let me ask you a question. Does it seem like common sense stuff to you?
I I think I don't know. It's common sense to us. What is What do you mean when it's common sense? Common sense meaning
That it should
recognizing
be,
toxic people. What do you mean?
no, common sense that people should recognize their own toxic
To
behavior.
me, to me, yes. Because when you can say that you're wrong about something, when you say, "Oh my bad,
Right.
I shouldn't have did that,"
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I went too far. When you can say those things out loud to yourself, you know you didn't did whatever.
Right.
But when you just think it is what it is, and you're gonna say what you want to say and talk about whoever you want to talk about and bring up subjects and things that you've seen out in public, you're bringing it back somebody's house. I mean, I just think they. But the question is, do they know? That's why I'm so confused with folks that do it every day. Do they realize they're doing it? how can they fix it? If you just come out and start and telling them that, if you had I've had conversations with some folks, like you're doing too much right now.
Okay.
Stop. Next time I see it, damn it, if they ain't doing it again. So telling them to me is not doing any good because this is their habit and this is their pattern. Only they're themselves, they're the only people in their head is going to try to fix what the hell's coming out their mouth.
Well, and let's look at
we can talk to them all day.
Let's look at that word toxic. It is basically something that is like a poisonous that has entered into one's bloodstream. Now,
okay,
if something has
if you use the word toxic, okay, right.
Okay. So some people have been doing it so long, and it has gotten into their bloodstream. It is the word I'm looking for is normal to them.
That's the word.
Yep.
That's feel the normal shit they do every day.
Yep. They feel it's normal behavior, and that everybody else is abnormal and they're normal, and it is freaking crazy. Now, here's one that we'll probably get into next time around, but I want to talk about it tonight. People that do stuff and never freaking apologize. Never say I'm bad, my bad. Never say I'm sorry. Never say, you know what, I was wrong in that aspect. And that is a toxic behavior. That's toxicity at its finest. How do you expect? And again, I have to throw a little spiritual in this. How can you expect for God to forgive you, and you won't forgive others? The scripture talks about those that show compassion will receive compassion. Those that show mercy will receive mercy. Those that forgive will receive forgiveness. So what are you saying about yourself? Is that you're not capable of forgiving people, or you just hard-hearted where you don't want to?
I don't think that's in their mind. I don't think they're thinking about forgiving anybody. I just think the things they're talking about, the people they're talking about, the issues that they're talking about, things they find out from other people that they have to talk about, and they're talking to other people about. I don't think they're thinking about that.
Well, at some point in time, if somebody brings something up to you and say, you know what, you were saying something about so and so, and that got back to them, and you were dead wrong about that. You would think that the light would say, hey, let me go talk to that person and at least tell them, I'm sorry. I guess that doesn't resonate to do something like that. Just and again, what we're talking about, AK, is just behavior that ruins relationships.
Yeah.
Whether it be a marriage, dating, friendship, business. Because there's a lot of people bring their toxic behavior into a partnership.
Yeah.
And they will ruin a business because they manipulate or lack of responsibility, or like to having a self-defeating attitude. All that.
Right.
All of that. So
I was talking to your wife on Sunday, and I was too far from this person for them to even hear what we were talking about. It was just too far. But they were like right here.
See.
Trying to freaking figure out what me and your wife was talking about.
Right.
That shit pisses me off. Like, for what?
Yeah.
I'm not even talking to you. Nor can you hear what I'm saying because you're too damn far away from me.
Good thing they don't
when I tell, they may have been trying to read some lips.
Yeah.
I was like, this right here don't even make any sense.
Yeah.
I have a problem with folks, and I know people may have some problem with me. I'm still working on myself, I guess.
We all
I'm still
are.
working on myself.
Yeah.
If I'm not talking to you, stay out of my conversation.
Okay.
All right? Do not come around me if you got to talk about somebody every single time. I work all day dealing with clients all day long. Do you think They already come calling us. They hurt, they broke up, accident, car gone, you know what I'm saying? Car total.
Right.
I'm hearing everything in the world. Do you think I want to hear your complaint?
Hello.
These people got legitimate complaints. Do you think I want to hear you complain about somebody else? I don't. I really don't. I am at the point where I just have to have peace.
Mm-hmm.
I have to have peace.
Yep.
It's not an option for someone else to try to take any peace from me. And I have said several times on this platform, I have said times amongst friends, don't come to me with your nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
And they still come. They still got something to say. I don't want to hear.
Right.
I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear. Because I don't want to self-consciously start doing what you're doing if I'm constantly around your ass.
Yep.
Because self-consciously, you will start acting and behaving because I don't need that shit to become no norm over here.
Right.
I know who I am. I don't want to hear it, so I don't want to keep engaging in it, is what I'm saying.
Right. I think
Leave me out the conversation or wait till you go home.
I think Ms. Wanda said it, don't let anybody disrupt your peace.
Yes.
You know.
And I don't think in their mind they think they're disrupting our peace because, like you said, this is their normal behavior.
Is normal. Yep. That is normal. You know.
But when you look at them, when we look at them, we say, look, you're doing too much. Stop.
Right. It
don't stop.
Yep. You would think that would resonate. It does not resonate. And so that again lets you know that person is full of cancer. And until it is cut out, and until, first of all, you have to go and be diagnosed that you have cancer in order to start to heal.
Come on.
Some people are in denial.
Yeah.
They won't go to the doctor or anything else, but they know something is wrong.
Yeah.
But they won't do anything about it or whatever. Because some people love being in that position, AK.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it I guess it fulfills them or makes them feel a certain kind of way. But your butt is abnormal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I'm gonna tell you something that gets me. I'm a pretty laid back person. I've learned to be laid back, and so I hate it when people try to manipulation. Don't try to manipulate me. Don't play in my face because 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna say 99.9% of the time, I already know, and it ain't because I'm so smart. Is I see your weak game. I see what you're doing, you know. So, yeah, I might smile at you, you know, and let you go on and think that you ain't got over. But sooner or later, there's a thing called you reap what you sow. And you're going to keep on doing that to somebody else or, you know, or that thing going to come back to bite you big time. You know, somebody, how can you mistreat somebody that's been good to you, you know, go beyond certain times, and then you do something to them, and then you're going to play in their face. Don't do that. Yeah. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got another
Jerry
comment.
Jerry says, shit, how many times do you have to forgive them? I think for your own self-worth, you always want to forgive them. You don't have to deal with them anymore. You don't have to put up with it anymore. You don't have to talk to them anymore, but just forgive and just keep going. Because if you don't forgive, then you're carrying some stuff. And you don't want to carry anything.
Yeah.
So forgive them if it's going to have to be the next time. And then the next time. And just don't deal with them.
I'm going to ask them. Mike says they don't think it's them. And Big Will said, preach, y'all.
So, yeah, they don't think it's them. They really don't think it's them.
Remember the fellow I told you that cut off the man's ear and was cussing and everything? Peter asked Jesus that same question, said, how many times should I forgive somebody? And Jesus said 7 times 70. In other words, you keep on forgiving them. But the key was, like you said, you don't necessarily have to stay around them. You don't have to continue to have a relationship with them. You forgive them and you move on. This is where the disconnection comes from. There are times we have to I didn't want to get here this early, but we have to disconnect or disengage from people that have toxic behavior.
Yeah.
Because if we still, as you said, after a while, either they're gonna get so irritate you so much you're gonna go off on them,
Mm-hmm.
or their behavior is gonna start to rub off on you.
Right.
And so, whether it's like being in a marriage, sometimes, there becomes a point where that relationship and that marriage is so toxic.
Right.
You got to get out of it, and that's where a lot of, unfortunately, domestic abuse comes in.
Mm-hmm.
And domestic abuse is not always physical. Let's say that right now.
Right.
It can be mentally, it can be emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
People abuse people verbally all the time, don't think anything about it. Abuse is abuse.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
So we have marginalized. That's the thing. I want that word. We have marginalized and normalized bad behavior, and we wonder why we're seeing the things we're seeing in society now. Is because it's the norm.
Yeah.
It's the norm.
It's the norm.
Yep.
And some folks, what they're doing, they in their head, they feel like it's the norm.
Right.
It's the norm for them.
Yep. But
it really is.
Yep. If you read any book or do any studies, get a what they call them, self-help books. Some people need to go back to reading again, and start to find out some of these things about themselves and say, am I, let me look at me. Let me do a self-examination of me. Before I can tell you about the stuff you're doing, AK, let me look at me
Right.
first, what I'm doing. I always got the scripture for that. The word talks about how can I get a splinter out of your eye, but I got a plank in mine.
Come on.
So I'm looking at that speck of dust over there on your table,
Right.
but I got a mound of crap over here in my house. I'm not sweeping around my own front door. Don't y'all get me started on this tonight.
Honey.
Yep.
Honey. And the other thing that bothers me,
Mhm.
some people don't question me about stuff that is none of your business.
Ooh.
Stop questioning me about stuff that is none of your business.
That sounds like a stay in your lane.
That pisses me off
Mhm.
probably more than anything. If I want you to know something about my business,
Mhm.
I would probably tell you.
Right.
If I ain't told you, damn it, you ain't supposed to know.
Yep.
But I know folks has questioned me. Just question me about stuff like, why you feel like that's your business? Because this ain't your damn business. Shit pisses me off, man. I'm just saying.
Yep.
I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired.
What's going on, Miss Keisha? We done talked about 8, 9 things. Well, no, seriously. Welcome to the show. We talked about toxic behavior, how to recognize people that have those traits, and then next week.
See, this is
Oh,
the
that's
thing.
right.
We
Next
talked
week.
about these people that has these traits,
Right.
but we have not found a solution to why these people. I don't know if we can really find a solution to people that have these bad habits every single day.
Well, again, we touched on it. It's like anything, whether you're an alcoholic
You said
or
a self-help book.
yeah, you have to first identify that you had a problem,
Well, they ain't identified that shit yet. They ain't
Well,
did that.
and until they do, they won't heal.
Well,
And that again is whether we're talking about comparing the toxic behavior to a person that stays intoxicated.
mhm.
Until they find out that and recognize that they have a drinking problem, I ain't drinking. I can handle mine. They don't see themselves. They don't see what I saw Sunday. That I turned my back on it. Some of the behavior uh, that was being displayed.
Mhm.
Some of it, they hadn't had a thing to drink, and it just and you shudder to think if they had something to drink or whatever,
Right.
they'd be off the chain.
You see, sometimes when you see something or you know someone has said something crazy or whatever, stop egging that shit on. First of all, let it go. Sometimes it's not always the place to talk about stuff. You know, soon as something happens, soon you see something, wow, you got to like, boom, think you got to talk about it right then and there. Some things may have to be addressed right then and there. Don't get me wrong, but pick your battles on some stuff.
Yeah.
And once you pick your battles, you say what you say, shut your mouth up and go about your business. Yep. Why you keep talking about it and talking about it and talking about it?
Yep.
You have to be stressing your whole self out by not letting it go. Yep. That shit ain't healthy. It cannot be healthy.
You're right.
You can't tell me it's healthy.
Mike says pisses you off to the highest level of pistivity. Go ahead, Mike. You brought that word out. Pistivity. Y'all write that down. Hashtag it pistivity. All right, twin. And then Keisha said, you know, oh, the red flaggers. Yeah, that's what they are. Is red flags. You're exactly right. And Big Will, and they really expect you to answer them, AK.
Yeah.
Laughing about.
They really do.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this don't even concern you.
No.
And you know, there's folks that has gotten like personal. You know what I'm saying? Like personal with me about some stuff. Go sit down.
Big
We need
Will
you to go
said,
sit down.
When they ask you questions as none of their business. Hello.
Evidently, they thought it was their business because they had the audacity to ask the question. So they got enough balls to ask. They mustered up something.
No.
That's just a pet peeve of mine. That just bothers me. I ain't in nobody else's stuff.
And again, we talking about, you know, patterns of abnormal behavior, and it falls in the line of, again, toxic behavior. Mm-hmm. And as we talked about in the opening, we talk about occasional mistakes every now and then.
Right.
We talking about consistency.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, just every time.
And I believe the folks I know don't see it, and if they do, they're doing it on purpose and don't care.
And that's a toxic.
But my
behavior.
thing is, what are you getting from that? What are you gaining from it? How do you feel once you say what you have to say, or you just straight nasty with somebody just to be nasty with somebody? Like, how do you feel afterwards?
That's the key, dude.
I'm telling you, I know somebody that walked off and said some shit to me. I done got 2 different damn stories, and I'm like, well, who in the hell telling the truth right now?
Yeah, that's a problem. That is a problem, and that means that because of those people's behavior. Now, somebody again. If both people weren't toxic, then you'll be able to say, okay, well, this one right here, you know, not being truthful or whatever, they in that same BS. But if you got 2 toxic people that are always with some shenanigans, then you're right. It's hard to determine, you know, who being real and again, who playing.
Yeah.
When people feel like they know your business, you know, exactly. Like, come on.
But see, that's the thing. They don't know.
Right.
They're trying to figure it out. They're asking questions, you know. But, you know, what I do sometimes when they do that,
mm-hmm.
I may say something just to see what's going to be carried back. It ain't even true.
Yep.
What I said to you is not even true. I'm just trying to figure out what is it going to come back to me. I just set your whole ass up.
See?
So I suggest people stop asking me questions.
And
that's when you know it's none of your business. I know I set you up.
Right.
Every single time I do it.
Yep. You're right. It's just
going back and repeat that.
Because you know it's you know it's gonna come back because they can't hold water.
Can't hold water in the bucket.
Can't hold water, and that's part of their personality again. With that toxic behavior, they think they went up on somebody mm-hmm. now, and they just got to go and share some dirt. Well, guess what Angie told me? Yada 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 yada. And then that person come back and say, well, you know, Angie, guess what? So and so said this. And then you know, like you said, you done set them up.
I set them up.
Set them up.
I've had people come in and rent the building from me, and they talk about another planner that mm-hmm. happened to be my friend that owns another venue.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I got a couple of folks that own some venues, and I shut it down. Right. And I shut it down because I don't know if you carrying a bone.
Right.
And plus, I had told one young lady, she came in, she was just upset with this lady. I know I'm not gonna get my deposit back. And she was like, she wanted to go up on my bill. She wouldn't let me, go down on certain things. I wanted to change some stuff. She didn't want to do it, whatever, whatever, whatever. I said, let me stop.
Right.
I said, I know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And she's a friend of mine.
See?
I said, I'm gonna leave that right there.
Now,
that ended all
there
of
you
that
go.
when I said that.
Now that's a solution. Like I said, sometimes you have to call people out on their BS
Mm-hmm.
right then and there, so that they'll know that, oh, I can't come to her like I will go to everybody
Not
else.
about this one, you can't.
Yeah, yep. So yeah, that's a great solution. Is calling people out on their foolishness right then and there. Sometimes you have to be diplomatic with people.
Mm-hmm.
That works. So when you see it ain't working, then you got to, like I say, give them straight oil from the can on certain things. And then some people, you can't do nothing but give it all to God, because there are just some behaviors, some
Mm-hmm.
patterns. Some people are just full of evil, manipulation, toxicity, all that. Ain't nothing you can do to them until they realize where they are in their life.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I had tried to stop one person just from talking one day. She wouldn't do it. She wouldn't do it. She was determined she was going to get out what she had to say about this person. I couldn't do it. I couldn't stop her.
That's crazy.
I just looked at it and said, you're just doing too much right now. That's all I had to say, because you're going to get it out. You want us to hear it. So you're going to get it out.
Like I said, and you wonder, okay, what is going on with them? Is it,
Mm-hmm.
and like, is your life that miserable?
Mm-hmm.
Or are you that gullible, naive, or stupid?
Or you're the angry black woman that's
Right.
always trying to come after somebody else.
Right.
I mean, why is it that you and I think they don't think before they speak.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think they know how to think before they speak. Like, maybe I shouldn't say this right now. But all of a sudden you see a situation and then you bite. And you don't even think before you bite. You went straight to biting.
See, you know what? People get tired of me, but again, the word tells you, be slow to anger, slow to speak. There it is, right there. Because,
Mm-hmm.
and I always put it in a common, they relevant term, is that use less emotions and more logic. If we just, for just a minute, we'll just, think about what we're about to do before we do it, we would have less conflicts, less drama, less foolishness.
Mm-hmm.
You know, So
And I think those folks like the drama.
there you
They
go.
like the attention.
There you go.
They like to be the source of the information. Like they want to be seen. I don't know what it is, but it boggles my mind because I can't just wrap my head around. Like sometimes I just want to like shake them. Like, what is all this for?
We talk about a solution. All right, y'all need to. Everybody talk about Trump. Trump is the prime example of everything that we talked about tonight.
Oh, toxic as hell.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If we go back through all the 8 traits again, we would see him just clear daylight. Now, if you want to know what you look like in your toxic behavior,
Mm-hmm.
look at Trump. Look at other people that you pointing fingers at and you said,
Mm-hmm.
something wrong with them. Well, reverse that.
Yeah.
Reverse it. So,
And don't get me wrong, all of us have had a little toxic in
oh
us
yeah,
at some point in time, but you get to a point in your life where it's enough is enough.
right,
And at 62, I'm just at the point of peace at this point
right.
in my life. There's things I don't even want to hear. And this time somebody may want to talk because they're venting. I can tell someone who's venting
Mhm.
and someone who just got to tell me what the hell's going on. Leave me alone over here.
That's a good point.
You know?
You're right. There's a big
It's a
difference.
big difference.
Big difference. And I'm with you, AK. I'm approaching 65 here in December. we got more years behind us than we
Yes,
do in front of us.
absolutely.
And so this should be the time when you hit that 50, that half a century, your life should be on a whole different plateau
Yes,
of stuff.
yes, yes.
How you interact with people, how don't react to everything. So it's called growth. If we're not growing at a certain level, then something wrong with us.
Hmm.
Are we emotionally retarded? Are we mentally, and I'm talking about not like the retardation of somebody that has special disability. I'm talking about where you can't mentally process your bad behavior.
Hmm.
That's a problem. Yeah,
Yeah,
Big Will say you should always work on yourself every day.
every day.
Every
We
day.
have to.
Yeah, you know. I know when I've been an a hole sometimes,
Hmm.
because uh, that is something that I try to work on. You know, but again, these that's not a constant behavior for me,
Right.
and that's the difference. Somebody that's constantly doing this,
Constantly.
constantly, chronically negative, with a point where you see him, it just like it just like I said,
Hmm.
it sucks all of the life out of you.
Hmm.
What Big Will said, trying to get to heaven. You know,
Trying.
you're trying,
No, that's right.
trying my best.
I
And
know that's right.
I'm
I
not
know
even going to
that's
talk
right.
about those people that waving and clapping and stomping on Sunday and won't speak to you on Monday. But that's a whole nother show.
Hmm.
Again, toxic behavior is what we've been talking about tonight.
But I notice I've seen so much of it lately.
Yeah,
Not from just people I know, people I don't know.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? People that come in here to rent. I mean, I helped, I wasn't here, I let someone else in charge. And I was out of town with Buku. And this lady gave my girl straight hell. But I noticed before I left, I saw a lot of red flags
right.
in this lady. And you can't even walk over and say, "Is everything okay?" I walked over and said, "Is everything okay?" She goes, "What's wrong? What did I do? I didn't do anything." I was looking at her like, I asked you one damn question. Is everything okay?
Okay,
You doing okay? I'm coming to check on you.
right.
And she went slam to the whole left. Then me and her daughter was talking. She pulled me to the side and she was talking about some stuff. And she comes over, like, "What's going on? Is anything wrong? Are we doing it? What we supposed to be doing in here?" And I was like, "Mom, stop."
Calm down.
I said, "Mm-mm." I said, "What we talking about? It ain't got nothing to do with what you saying right now."
Right.
So later on that evening, I got a phone call from the chick I left in charge here. And because we got the timing was off. The
Mhm.
contract said one thing, the invitation that they sent out said something else. So I called her just to get clarity because I always have security in my building.
Right.
So to make sure security shows up when they're supposed to show up. So I called this lady and she was going slam to the left. I let her finish talking. I said, "Are you done?" I said, "Because I'm gonna need you to calm your ass down."
Mhm.
I said, "I called you for one reason. I
Right.
just want clarity on the time your event is supposed to start because I need to have my staff in place properly."
Mhm.
And she went slam to the left. I'm like, something wrong with this chick right here. Something is really wrong. And this is an older lady. This wasn't a young girl I'm talking to.
Right.
This was but she complained and she complained and she complained about something I wasn't even talking about.
Mhm.
And then she was like, "We're not them kind of people. We don't." I said, I asked one question. And she went to, "We ain't them kind of people. We pay on time. We do this, we do that. I don't even know why you have security here. Nobody don't need to be here. Nobody needs to be in this building. You got this girl sitting over here in the office. Why is she sitting here?" I on that damn phone. If I could have reached to that phone, I would have jacked her ass all the way up. So I said, "Look," I said, "listen to me very carefully. Do not freaking tell me how to run my business.
Right.
Not over here at Venue AK. I don't care if it's a 1-year-old damn party. Security's in this damn building. First of all."
Right.
So when I said that, because I started using some of it, she calmed her little ass down for a second. Don't be well, tell her she can go home and I can call her 30 minutes before we leave. No, ma'am. She ain't going nowhere. She's not going anywhere, and my damn security is not going anywhere. I'm not used to red no building and all of this is going on with, well, you ain't got to come back.
Hello. In
So
fact,
nicely,
you got your hand right on it, right there, number 6.
so nicely, I went to her contract.
Uh-huh.
Do not ever rent again.
So
I'm gonna remember this damn name.
Flagged her.
Her ass got flagged. I said, we went from, I just want to get clarity on the time.
Right.
I didn't care she changed it a half an hour. That didn't bother me because it was only a half an hour. I just wanted to make sure my security was in the building. Nicole was already here. So I just wanted to make sure security showed up when they were supposed to show up and not here a half an hour early twiddling their fingers. That was my only question. And I got all of what I just said to you. I said, where in the hell? And you want to talk about toxic?
Yeah.
Something wrong with that lady.
Twin says sometimes, just sometimes, you have to match their energy. And that's true. With toxic people, you have to give them what they bring. Because that's the only way they will pipe down. Like I said, you had to give it back to her because she was trying to go left.
She was going slam to the left. Then she wanted another hour. So Nicole called me. I said, if it's okay with security, the hour's going to cost this amount of money. She went to the left again. Why I need security? I'm not paying for no security. I said, go tell TJ to cut the lights on. Cut the damn lights on. Damn it, it's their time. Get them the hell out the damn building. And normally I have some of the nicest people and the coolest people that rent over here.
Right.
They're always calm. I got the same folks that's coming back. And this lady has never been here before. And she ain't never coming back. Okay, by the way. She ain't never coming back. Boo-boo. But everybody else who comes to my building, I've never had this type of issue.
Right.
Never. So me being out of town, and I got to give it to Nicole. When I tell you she stayed calm, what am I going off of me? Right. She was calm as a cucumber the whole time. Now my security had a little issue, okay, that he had to handle. I can't even tell y'all what the issue is. If I tell you what the issue is, all y'all gonna be weak. Y'all gonna be weak, laid out on the couch if I tell this story. So I can't even tell y'all this story, but
he had to deal with it.
Oh my God. He had to do a few things.
Oh man.
I've never had it. It's the first time in the 5 years I've been here. And it's gonna be the last time because you know how we do over here. Yep. We practice kindness over here when we walk in our door because we appreciate somebody even coming to rent from us.
Yep.
First of all, but you can't come in like that. That's all I'm saying. One question should have never led to all of that.
Right.
So something is going on in this lady's head. Something's going on in the people that I know. It just boggles my mind where your thinking is coming from.
Yeah.
And apparently she didn't think she was doing too much, and the folks I know don't think they're doing too much.
I guess we can close out on there are some things that are learned behavior. They learned it from somebody. And
you think so?
And it's just like hate.
Really?
Hate is not a natural feeling. Hatred is taught.
But just being a straight asshole because you want to be an asshole is because that's what you want to be.
They probably saw somebody in their family, being an asshole. And some people think stuff cute. Remember how, when kids are growing up, there's certain behavior that we like, oh, that's so cute. And we condone that. And then that thing grows up into them. And so it could be a behavior that, again, started somewhere down the line. Somebody condoned it. Now they think, I know we need to go. But some of y'all need to stop watching this ratchet TV because y'all getting it twisted out here where you think you can say anything, do anything, and all this rah business is cute. It is not cute. And we're going to talk about why certain behaviors with women now are causing societal problems. We're going to talk about that. We ain't going to go there tonight. But there's certain behaviors that women are doing publicly that are causing societal problems. So y'all hold on to that. We're not going to be here next Tuesday.
Right.
Yep.
It's National Night Out.
Right.
In the city. and Buku and Twin and the band and the background singers. It's the headliners for National Night Out. So if you're not doing anything, come out. It's going to be a fun time. It's going to be a fun time.
Absolutely. Any other things coming up that can be mentioned at this time?
We do have a bus trip going down to Hackers Bar and Grill. If you're not doing anything right now, look up Hackers Bar and Grill. It's a $60 ticket. It's the bus ride down and the ticket to get into the show. And the show is Buku's show, of course, along with Twin and the band. We're bringing everybody. We locked and loaded going down. And this is going to be October the 10th. October the 10th is going to be our date. We're excited about it. We're taking down 55 people, the first 55 on this bus. And right now, I think Buku got like 2 pages of names. So if you want to go, it's going to be nice. You don't have to drive. You can drink. You can whatever.
Just leave your toxic behavior outside the bus.
Right.
Leave it at your address. And so when you get back to your address, you can do whatever you want. But don't be doing that now on the bus. Don't do it down at Hackers. Leave that. Come on, people. We need to be able to go places and have a good time and not have the freaking drama.
We're going to have a good time.
Yeah, I know.
We're going to pray we're going to have a good time.
Yeah, we're going to put the positivity into the universe. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you even look like you got an attitude, the bus driver going just put your little regular tail out on 360, 460, 160, whatever route that's being taken. Anyway, it's time to go.
Hackers Bar and Grill. Look it up. They got a cigar lounging. They got all kind of games that you can play in another whole room. They have virtual golf in there. It's like amazing. So they got all these days. Then they have their stage, the bars, the food is good. It's going to be a great time.
Awesome. Y'all let us know. We love your feedback regarding tonight's show or any show, or if you have some topics that you'd like for us to talk about, let us know. We certainly appreciate your input. And thank you guys, our loyal fans, for always tuning in. Big Will, Twin, Cherry, Lasso Lucretia, also Mr. McDaniels, and I don't want to miss anybody. Everybody.
Hill, Renell is watching. Sherry is watching. Paula Clock was on. Trophy Wife Paula Clock. I need y'all to follow this comedian. She's been on some major stages. You guys follow her. Paula Clock. Right. Go out and follow her tonight before you lay your head down. And go out and follow Hackers Bar and Grill for us.
Absolutely. All right, everybody. Again, we appreciate you all being here. As we always say, Myrna, all right. I'm going to leave you with 2 things tonight. You got to understand that everything that we do is being recorded. It's like the perpetual VCR camera. And unless we repent and change from a lot of things that we do, that tape gonna be stuck in heaven's VCR, and it's gonna be played back. And it's called the Book of Your Life and the Book of Life. And if the Book of Your Life don't match the Book of Life, then you probably gonna have a problem at the gate. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. Whatever comes from the heart reaches the heart. Let somebody know how much you care about them before it's ever lasts too late. And that came from my heart, everybody.
And we're gonna drop the mic right there. We see y'all next week on Let's Talk Tuesday, you guys. Let's talk about it.
All right, everybody. Have a good one.
Have a good night.
The first thing that you need to do is to make sure you get yourself to as safe place as you can. Find yourself a competent attorney who practices in personal injury and will understand some of the things that you're going through. And as I tell people, for 33 years I've been doing this. I've had my own accident. So I would like to be one of those individuals that they would interview so I can at least try to find out how I can best help them myself.